So that was weird. Anyway, hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews doing a quick review of Malignant, the James Wong return to traditional R-rated horror movie. Going to lower my volume real quick. Sorry for that. In case YouTube gets me copyright-wise. Anyway, that was weird. The full disclaimer: this is just my first viewing. I am going to try to do a second viewing with probably friends who like horror movies and stuff like that. I was spitballing a bunch of ideas, like maybe family who are into horror. I have a few, so it's along those lines. For anyone who wants to know about what I think of the director as a whole, I think James Wan is a damn good director when he wants to be. I have reviewed most of his body of work. I think I might have reviewed Fast 7, obviously the Aquaman movies coming. I mean, the first one and the second movie coming up. I forgot to mention that the blue suit for Jason Momoa looks really good. I am stalling for time because I just came off of that weird as hell third act. And before I get to any people or channels who have already reviewed this, I highly recommend Amanda's a Jedi. Her review alone just made me finally cave and finally do it. I also sat through Red Letter Media's, Chris Dunkman's, all of their channels like usual will be down in the description down below. Also for the cast IMDb because they all look like no-name actors, and I guess some international ones that I don't know off the top of my head. My apologies to all of you. But wow, you guys did an amazing job for what is seemingly a weird horror passion project that one wanted to do for about a good ever. Keep in mind, as a casual fan of Wan's work, I have yet to see anything from his Conjuring universe. I've been meaning to do that also. I might do that for the Halloween reviews. I've been thinking of that, or Scream, or even, weirdly, the Final Destination movies, but Cracked already beat me to it when it comes to watching every single one of them in an hour-long video. You can check it out as well. So yeah, this movie is, it's very original. It's his love letter, I guess, to giallo-style Italian horror movies of, like, the late 70s, early 80s, which you can definitely see a lot of, like, weird, insane, I guess, 360 kind of, like, camera shots, especially, like, an overhead he was doing early on in the first act. I'm gonna go by the character in question, the main character here, Emily and Gabriel. Gabriel, I'll get to all of his stuff in the spoilers because, yeah, I was gonna keep this as a non-spoilers review, but just talking about his third act alone will make you want to watch this movie. Not in theaters because it's too weird, in my opinion, to be on in a theatrical space. I mean, if you want to like make it like a late night kind of thing, and I don't know, like have midnight showings and stuff like that, make it like a cult status movie. Cool. One problem: this movie looks really damn expensive. So much so that it has basically New Line and Warner Brothers working together since they merged, along with Warner Media. Long story. And a lot of I guess, studios that are probably under Wong's filmography. So again, this is a big passion project, and apparently something he really wanted to do after Aquaman. And my God, does it show? I'm burying most of the story here, especially on Emily's like whole backstory. There's like 2 to 3 layers of that backstory that still, when I was watching this, it felt like a standard issue horror of the time. The only difference is obviously the creative shots he was clearly doing, forcing perspective from Emily to Gabriel, which is really nice. You see that in the trailers. I don't know who was in charge of the marketing, and I'm going to probably paraphrase off of what Chris said, but he's not wrong. They got probably the least amount of footage to work off of, or they had no clue what they were marketing to begin with. That might have been also the case, but that all being said, the premise is basically weird. On one hand, it's trying to troll you. I don't know who's technically saying. I haven't really recommended him in a while. Michael the Comic Nerd, he has one of his old horror friends. They're just doing a quick Skype call, or sorry, I guess Zoom call nowadays to explain the situation. Other than that, the third act is kind of like the room level crazy, and I don't say this shit lightly. I thought everyone was like hyping it up and stuff like that. But when you get to the prison scene that kicks off the third act, yeah, it's basically that weird. So, the perspectives of both of them is like more of a mental game. And already, as a guy who sat through, and trying to get into Fight Club when it was new, believe me, yeah, I was like that. I get a lot of that vibe. So much so, a scene in question that Amanda was mentioning on her review was that they were doing, I guess, cover snippets of Pixie's damn, I forgot the name of it. It's the song they used for Fight Club. And yeah, that alone, to me, was a trigger. It's like, okay, it can't be that compared to it, but it was. It's definitely in the second act where most of the exposition comes in, how Gabriel's powers work. Oh, by the way, he has superpowers. Yeah. Oh, and it's kind of when people were defending this movie, it's like torn. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know where I stand at this point. I'll probably on the second viewing, I'll probably know where I stand. They're trying to like bring back camp and horror, which was a thing for a while, and like even like Freddy versus Jason stuff. Like obviously on Jason and his Friday the 13th movies. By the way, Demi James went back to recounting all of the Friday the 13th movies. He's up to his fifth one. So go there, I guess, on the cards. That all said, it's a not bad recount. You could tell 3 years has definitely changed him, and he definitely wants to redo him as his own story. Side tangent. Let me get back to this movie. I'm sorry. This is really. I'm still going off of that third act, and I'm like, what? So yeah. Spoilers. It's a conjoined twin movie, like basket case kind of stuff. And if anyone knows that deep of a cut of a movie, you've seen a lot of YouTubers who probably talk about these indie or cult classic horrors. I have never really wanted to cover this as part of my subsection of like retro reviews, but if I ever did, I guess Basket Case is the most creative in the practice at the time. As of now, this would be right up there. It's definitely a leveler to all those weird subgenre like horror movies all at once, to the point of like the opening scene with I think one of the condemned I guess therapy buildings. Sorry, I think I've never had my mental state go to this point. Yeah, those kinds of asylums. Turned into basically like an Arkham Asylum castle, proving that he could probably do a damn good Batman if he wanted to. Again, DC fan of me talking. I'm sorry. It's how I'm coping and I guess processing this movie right now. Good luck with everyone who's trying to explain the ending. It's probably more clear-cut than what I'm rambling about, honestly. But, yeah, from the prison scene on, it is just go. It's like all the action scenes you remembered him doing during, like, Fast 7 to, like, even Aquaman, pretty much shows here in, like, the weirdest way. It's like, okay, you hyped him up as, like, your next Jigsaw, technically, and he's doing a bunch of action shots with Crooked to sort of, okay, cops. I know Back to Blue, long story short, politics-wise, but, like, damn, I would not want to be like that. Like, it was, like, the goriest kills I've seen in a while, and makes a lot of sense since he was Saw alumni and basically birthed the franchise, so he knows what he's doing there. The weapon of choice for this new horror icon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, is that he's reusing a medical trophy into being like a new like a javelin style kind of stabbing device. I don't know the terminology. My apologies for people who are in the weapons game and more in the placemanship and tell me, that's not how that's not how it sounds. I understand. I'm coming off of a weird movie here. This is how I'm processing. My bad in advance. So rambling about basically the highlights and not really much the plot. You're gonna need to see the plot yourself, because how we get to that third act is a really, like, rough 180, but surprisingly entertaining. I'm not even kidding, it really is. It's also trying to set up a sequel, hopefully. There was a lot of eggs in this basket when it comes to this movie. I don't know if he wanted to make this like his new Conjuring franchise, but it kind of sounds like it is. I have yet to look up any news on this. I probably might do a short update on that on the shorts. So that said, what did you think of Malignant? Did you see the movie? Did you got weirded out of that third act like I just did? Like probably everyone else who watched this movie. Have you seen any of the channels that have talked about this movie like myself? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that all being said, I'm Retrokid Reviews. Still confused about Malignant. So how is this basically a thing about tumors? Anyway, previous content here, other half of my not conjoined twin shoulder here, to my other shorts playlist, shirt here, obviously, to sub to the channel, notification bell down below if you want me to cover more horror movie stuff before my retro review month of any franchise I'm looking at. Like I said, the front runners are basically either not the Fast and Furious, sorry, James Wanisms aside. It's either going to be it's either going to be the Final Destination series or Scream. I'm pretty sure Wong might have also done a Final Destination movie. I'm going to have to check that if that's true. That all being said, I am very confused and not even tongue-tied enough to get this confused than usual. Retrokid Reviews. Hoping that you learned anything about this review whatsoever. Like I said, all the channels that went a little deeper, I will put in the description down below. And with that all being said, take care, subscribe, and what the fuck did I just watch? Seriously, what was that third act? No, I don't even know. I don't even... What?